Hey everybody, it's Qqcknd and welcome to the very first episode of Tattoo Talk Tuesday. So this is a pilot, so if you feel like this is a little underproduced, low budget, low production, don't worry. I'm kind of just feeling it out, gauging the reviews, and feeling how the user engagement is going to be like, just to see if this could really be truly what my vision is, where it is a very interactive viewer to me kind of thing. I am already working on some guest appearances, some higher quality stuff, some intro stuff, and I'm super excited. I think that this is going to be great, and I think it's a great way to connect everybody with the content that they're looking for, which is Tattoo Talk. So Tattoo Talk Tuesday is an extension of Public Record, which is my favorite series by far, and I'd love to get right into it. For you at home, if you want to submit, submissions are always rad through Snapchat. You can always submit in the comments below. I do check them regularly. And if you have something a little longer, a little more personal, of course, you can always hit me up on Tumblr, Qqcknd.tumblr. And yeah, so let's get started. So the question I have today is directly from Tumblr, and this says, I was wondering if you ever struggle with feeling feminine with your tattoos. I know it probably sounds silly, but it is something that I've been having trouble with lately as a tattooed woman. I have friends who don't have tattoos out of fear of looking manly. Does this ever happen to you? And if so, or do not, do you have any advice or tips? And honestly, this is something that I have trouble with every year. And I think it comes out the most during the summer. Especially, I live in Pennsylvania. We have long winters, we have dark winters, and once spring and summer start to come out, I feel like it is an open invitation to shed your long sleeves, shed your clothes, and your tattoos come back out. And every year I go through the same process where my tattoos startle me and I'm not ready to see them. And me personally, I like to get tattooed in the winter. I think it's the best time to get tattooed because your tattoos are concealed. They're not in the bright sun. You're not missing out on any fun beach trips. You're just going there, take off your jacket, get tattooed, put your jacket back on, go home. And honestly, you don't even get to see your tattoo that much. Especially if it's on your legs. I'm not gonna have my legs out outside. So a lot of my tattoos honestly get their first light when it comes to the spring. And every spring I go through the shock of being tattooed all over again. And you have all your little cute spring dresses either ready to go in your closet, or you're walking around downtown and you see all the new displays on the mannequins, and the mannequins don't have tattoos, and the girls walking around downtown don't have tattoos. And I mean, I think it would be easier if I started to see more tattooed people, in print, in press, on TV, and kind of normalize the idea of being a tattooed woman. But I think that tattooed women have the stereotype of being seen as, very sexual objects. And every spring and summer, I have to go through the dread of the catcalling, the sexualization, the objectification of me honestly just trying to wear a nice spring dress. And all of these things dehumanize me and they make me ashamed of being feminine. So I can completely agree, when spring comes, it's a little bit scary. It's a little too much sometimes because, you put on the first tank top of the year and you get that guy on the subway who can't stop staring. And you can't help but feel dirty in your own skin or objectified. And this kind of behavior really hurts me as a woman because I grew up with no confidence. I have said it before in other videos, I felt very much like I had ugly duckling syndrome. It took me a really long time to buy a dress or like buy lipstick and wear something cute. And I think that tattoos gave me that confidence to be comfortable in my skin and decorated in my skin. But that confidence that came with tattoos also, I guess, holds me back because tattoos are seen as this objectifying subject. So it's like, I don't know if I would be confident enough without the tattoos to wear the dresses and wear the short sleeves and wear the tops. But they're also the reason I feel bad wearing the dresses, if that makes sense. And I know it's really contradictive. And it's something I struggle with every year in the spring. But during the year, my tattoos give me confidence that I never had before. And maybe it's confidence as a woman, a confidence of being independent. And I also feel like my tattoos protect me as well. And they show courage in me. And I've said this before, like, a man will get tattooed, generally, not to play on stereotypes, but a man will get tattooed, he'll get his whole arm tattooed, his whole leg, his whole back, and he's seen as, like, powerful and strong and courageous and able to withstand pain, so he's able to withstand anything that may come in his way. But when a woman gets tattooed, it's not the same thing. It's not like, oh, she's courageous and like she's so strong and she went through hours of this painful procedure. It's, oh, you know, you can give birth to a baby so you can get a tattoo, that's fine. Or, oh, you like pain, girl? Like, are you into that? You're kinky? And it's like, why do my tattoos constantly need to be related to my uterus? Like, yeah, I am capable of having a baby, I hope, and it has nothing to do with my tattoos. And, like, stop talking about my reproductive organs all the time. I mean, most of my friends, everyone in my beauty school, like, I am the only one with tattoos. And I feel like it's up to me to be an ambassador for their femininity. And I don't know how to dress them up. Like, I don't sprinkle glitter on them or, like, give them little fake eyelashes. Like, that would be cute. But it's all about how you carry yourself, I believe. And there are times when I hide my tattoos and I don't want to be perceived as, like, tattooed woman. I just want to be perceived as, like, stylish, but also has tattoos. I'm not the type of person to, like, wear the kind of clothes that would necessarily reveal the tattoos. Every once in a while, you know, I love a sheer top, and I'll wear it with, like, a nude bra underneath, and in the right light, if you can kind of see my tattoos, like, that's cool. But I think that my style has always been the same, with or without tattoos, with or without tattoos being there or not. And I think that they're just, like, an interesting addition to any sort of style that I'm trying to put out there. But my tattoos aren't too much of a symbol of my femininity. Like, I don't have many girly tattoos, but I also don't feel like I have to overcompensate by getting girly tattoos. Like, I know that I'm a woman and that I want to be perceived as a woman. I don't think my tattoos make me manly. Maybe they make me like one of the boys if I'm around town and there's no women, but I don't see them as, like, making me manly, and it's not something, like, no one's ever said that to me before. I don't know how I'd react. I probably wouldn't care. I'd be like, that's cool, bro. But then again, like, the person who asked me the question, like, I don't have a lot of time to spend with tattooed women. So when I am amongst some of my best friends who are heavily tattooed, like, I feel great, I feel beaming, like, glowing, so happy to be around someone who's just like me. But when I'm around, like, my beauty school friends and I'm the only one who's, like, hella tatted, I think it's fun because I think I represent a culture that is my own. And You know, why do we get tattooed? Why do we want to adorn our body? What's our obsession with permanence? Not everybody wants to get tattooed, just like everybody is different. And I think if you're a woman and you still have that desire to be tattooed, you still want to reach out and add these permanent features to your body, adorn your body with what you perceive as something that you want to have forever, I just say that you have to love yourself and you have to understand that there's something inside of you that is different than your friends, and there's something that drives you to want to be tattooed, and you don't want to hide it. In 2015, your quirks are what makes you you, and I think more than ever, tattooed women, or tattooed bodied, women-bodied, feminine, anybody with tattoos, I think it's a great time for you. I think that there are celebrities being tattooed and women who are tattooed, and like Rihanna has great tattoos, and I think that like tattoos are becoming more and more beautiful and acceptable, and honestly, it looks like they're always going to be perceived as sexy. Like, I don't think we'll ever escape that. But, you know, not me personally, but in my closet, there are, little sexy numbers that I'm sure would just be even more fiery with a little bit of tattoo added underneath. And why not? Why not be sexy if you want to? Honestly, your tattoos are 1000% going to help you be sexy. But if you are a feminine person, just do it up. Do it as well as you always have. Your tattoos are an accent of who you are as a person. They're not necessarily who you are visually as whoever you see yourself in the mirror. Like, when I look in the mirror, I'm not just like, yikes, that's a lot of tattoos. I'm just like, oh, is that strange? The little teeth? Like, my tattoos adorn my body, and who knows why me out of 10 people, why I choose to be tattooed and they don't. I don't understand it, but I know that I love it. And when I chose to start being tattooed, I was never worried about someone calling me manly. And if your friends are offending you, you have to start a dialogue that expresses that you're offended. And I haven't come across people in my life who have something negative to say about my tattoos who are in my close circle. If you have something negative to say about the way that I choose to be happy and that I, can finally feel confident in my own skin, you gotta go. Because what would your friends say about you if you didn't have tattoos and you decided to adorn yourself in a different way?